Tony Hawk is a skateboarding game because Tony Hawk is a pro skater. However, what if we just completely ignored that and never used a skateboard for the entirety of Tony Hawk's Underground 2? The rules are simple. Do not skateboard at all costs. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Luckily in this game, you can walk, so I immediately just got off the skateboard. Then I realized something that will help me out in this challenge massively.
See, like, this is fine because skateboard never touched the ground. The skateboard, it never touched the ground, right?
After that, I went into this store to unlock Jesse James on a scooter. Notice that I said scooter and not skateboard, so this is fair game. I can do anything I want on this. With him, I knocked out Jump the Cars, Spine Transfer, Kill the Grind Blocker, Scooter vs. Wheelchair, Find Ben Franklin, and Combo the 4 benches. Then, I switched back to myself and did various flip tricks to beat the arcade machine's high score. Next, Dance Sucker requires you to do tricks to the beat, which is made a lot longer by the combo run-out timer after each trick, but it was done easily. Then, Hospital Duty makes you take the sick kid and bring him back to Tony Hawk. Remember, this is a hospital gurney, not a skateboard. It's fair game. And just like that, we have enough points to move on. First things first, I used the same strategy as last time to beat the arcade machine. Then I grab some tomatoes and throw them at random pedestrians to get hit 5 peds with tomatoes, then throw one more at the bull cage to release the bullfighter. After finding Steve-O, I go around the town finding spats tags to tag over to get mark your territory. I then climb up here to tag the big billboard. Next, focus combos makes you start and land 3 1,000 point combos while focused. Then, Smells Like Bulldog can be done by simply jumping on a piece of bulldog and doing a grab trick. Then I can do Make Your Own Phoenix by getting onto the board right as I'm entering the catapult. See, the board never touched the ground, it counts. Next, I get on Steve-O's mechanical bull, which is not a skateboard, and run into the bull to get Steve-O versus the bull. Then I do spine transfers over all the planters in Guel Park to get Spine the Guel planters and transfer over the Guel entrance. And just like that, we are done, on to Berlin. First things first, I find Polly through this door. Then I do Free the Spirits by sticker slapping the wall a couple times, getting Almighty combo on the way. I do the same on this fish tank, getting Help Wee Man. Then I use the same strategy as last time to beat the arcade machine's high score. You can get up to this ledge to get Find the Graffiti Tagger by climbing onto this building, running on the edge of the sign across this ledge and up the ladder. Next, I grab Polly and immediately do Berlin Tour, Wheel and Combo, Skills on Wheels, Tourist Line, and Stop the Kids from Smoking. First things first, I realized something drastic.
Oh, I can't unlock the Aborigine. That's only slightly concerning because I know there's a lot of grinding ones. There's a lot of grinding goals in this.
It's because to unlock the Aborigine, you have to not a spin on this fire hydrant to get the construction worker to open up the wall. After that terrifying thought, I immediately do the arcade machine, interrupt a meal or 6, and find the shrimp vendor. Then I realize that I should have done the arcade machine later for something that I'll explain later, so I go to reload my save, and I load back in at the start of Berlin. I haven't saved since the start of Berlin. Awesome, cool. Only a real quick doing the entirety of Berlin later, I'm back in Australia. Then I do Find the Shrimp Vendor, Interrupt a Meal or 6, Tag the Big Billboard, and Shrimp Slap. Seagull Scatter, for some reason, was broken, and I could irritate all the seagulls just by walking up to them instead of being in a combo. Awesome. Now, at this point, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of goals that we can do. We only have half the points that we need to move on.
Without a parachute, maybe. Treasure Hunt and Hank. It, like, depends on how... It's more of, I'd argue, I'd say that it's more of just slapping it with your skateboard, right? Like, if you saw me doing this in public, what do you think? Oh, dude, that dude's skateboarding. No, that dude is jumping around on a trash can with a skateboard. That's not skateboarding. So I say that we can do that. We can do Treasure Hunt and Hank. That makes me less hopeless. Because I don't, like, the whole point is going from there to there and doing 2 rotisseries, right? Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, I might be able to do that then. Because if I get on the board off the edge, I can do that. I can do it. Let's go! Alright.
And now, truly, we are stuck. There's no other goals to complete. It's this wall right here that's stopping me from completing the challenge. If only there was a way to get through the wall.
I did it!
And the challenge goes on. With the Aborigine, I do Handicap Havoc, Mini Go-Kart Blast Off, Boardwalk Grind Combo, and Drain the Tide Pool. Remember when I said that I was saving the arcade machine for last? That's because you can end the goal right next to Tony Hawk to do a sequence break, so you don't have to do the Beaverhausen section. I have a better explanation in my last video. I do this for the next 2 levels as well. Now, let's get into New Orleans. Immediately, I go down a street to catch the float to find the Jester. Then, I acid drop into this big drink to get acid drop a hurricane. Next, Dance 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 is basically the same thing as Dance Sucka from Boston. Next, knocking off all these skulls raises the dead and unlocks the Voodoo Doctor, which I used to do Nodus Neversoft, Tricycle vs. Zombie, Super Trash, Nolan Street Spine, Spine Transfer Combo, and Manhole Manual. And to close off the level, I beat the arcade machine I scored next to Tony to do the sequence break. I get into Skatopia, realizing something evil.
Oh, I forgot that Bigfoot has a chainsaw-powered skateboard.
Well then, next thing I do is grab the chainsaw and tag the big billboard. I try to do zipline toss drop by doing some shenaniganery with how the game processes acid drops. After grabbing Ryan Sheckler, I tag all the spats tags, and now we are stuck. All the other goals makes you do some form of skateboarding. Then I realized something.
I literally cannot do anything else. So I say, it's not even a skateboard, dude. It's like, it ain't even a skateboard, man. It's something else. Look, you can't even do special tricks on here, man. I'd say it doesn't count as a skateboard, right? Because it's like, you can't even see it, man. There's a bunch of fog in the way, you know? The council decides that it is not a skateboard. You know what I call this doodad? I call this doodad a chainsaw apparatus. It's not a skateboard for fun skating. It's a tool. This that's on my feet right now, this is a tool that can be used to get work done. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, manual up a slope. This thing couldn't be a skateboard if it wanted to. This thing couldn't be a skateboard in a million years.
From then, I switch back to my character and do the arcade machine to do the sequence break. Now there's only 2 sections left, part with Tony saving the dogs and the escape sequence. The dog saving section is the part where everyone in Skatopia is fleeing and you have only 5 seconds to escape before everything blows up. However, with every dog you save, you get an extra second. My strategy for this one was to jump down to the right and grab the dogs on the way. However, no matter what I tried, I was never able to reach this 3rd set of dogs. I was trying and trying and trying for a solid 10 minutes, but nothing was working. Then I realized something. This right here is not me. This is Tony Hawk. In the game, after this section, my character, am still on the top of the mountain. Therefore, this is fair game. We don't care if Tony Hawk skateboards because that's not me. Notice the title of the video? It's Can I Beat the Game Without Skateboarding, not Tony Hawk. Now from here, all we have to do is get to the entrance in 1 combo. This is made significantly harder due to not being able to skateboard, but if we constantly do flip tricks and getting off our board before we land, we can take advantage of the combo runout. And making it to the end, we have officially beaten Tony Hawk's Underground 2 without skateboarding. This video was a lot of fun to make, and if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. See you in the next video.